Hello, Del Webb. My name is Bob Brunner, and I've been working with a group of your neighbors and friends to help build the next generation website for Del Webb Orlando. We've already built it, and hopefully you've heard about the hub. That's what we call it. You can go to delwebborlando.com and you can see the public side of the new website. There's a lot of great information there, and I hope you like the look and feel of it. It is going to be very similar to what you're going to experience when we release the resident side of the website in May. The objective of today's video is to go over some of the key features and functions for the clubs. As a club leader, you'll be able to assign a club administrator to administrate the functionality for clubs for your specific club. So I want to show you what I mean. I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to take you right to the home page for Del Webb Orlando. And hopefully you've seen this already. We've had a little demonstration. There's been another video on it. But in this website, you have a lot of information that people from the outside can see. When you click on resident login, you're logging in as a resident. And so I logged in as myself, and I have a member profile. But I also can go to the home button, and the home is where the action is at. So in the home button, I can see news and updates, upcoming events, clubs and groups, resident directory, events calendar. And so let's say I'm interested in a club or group. Let's say I want to see like all of the sporting opportunities there are here at Del Webb Orlando. So I can click from several different categories, or if I know the name of the club I'm interested in, I can enter that. This is just a simple search screen. So I'm going to go to the sports clubs, and I'm going to click search. And these are all the different sports clubs that are available that I can join. So one of the things I'm interested in is joining the Fairwearers Golf Club. So before I join it, I can look to see information about the Fairwearers Golf Club, and I can see that, well, they have club contacts there, they have a kind of a description, they have some club news, and they have a committee section. They have documents that are for their specific club only. They have events and meetings. They have member information, photos. So you can click on all of this stuff and see specific things about Del Webb Orlando. If I want to join it, all I simply have to do is click the join button. When we implement membership fees, which aren't being implemented right now, but in the future, when we implement membership fees, it'll tell you what the fee is. Right now, you can just join the club, and you've been added, and you should receive a notice that you joined, and the administrator will see the notice that they joined. So every club has a website similar to this. If I look at the bowling interest group or bocce ball club, you'll see that they have a very similar website. They have their documents, they have their meetings, but this has to be maintained. So the events have to be kept up to date, the members have to be kept up to date, the photos, the documents. So we're meeting with all of the clubs to talk about their use and their interest in using this functionality. And if they want to use it, they're going to have to assign an administrator. An administrator, we will give administrative access so that they can go in and they can manage. They can manage the membership. They can create events and manage events. They can send emails out to their membership, and they can upload documents and keep the documentation up to date, and they can upload pictures. So those are functionality that behind the scenes are happening. And each one of your clubs that are interested can assign an administrator, and we will give them administrative access to do all of those things. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let me log in as a different user. I've created this fake person called, let's see if I can find it, PG Golf Admin. So I'm going to log in as the PG Golf Admin. So Golf Admin Pro is a member of the Fairwearers Golf Club. If you haven't heard about the Fairwearers Golf Club, they're a great group of people. They golf at least twice a week. They get excellent deals from many golf courses in a very close proximity of Del Webb Orlando. So they have a club called the Fairwayers. They have a member named Golf Admin, and they've assigned Golf Admin as the administrator for the information on the hub for the Fairwayers team or Fairwayers club. So when Golf Admin signed in, there was something that popped up here called a control panel. If you notice before, when just myself was signed in, I didn't have the control panel, but now the control panel is up here. The control panel is kind of the back door to the hub to do the functionality or manage the functionality that I talked about earlier. So when you open the control panel, you get a new menu that comes across the top. You get people, website, money, association, communications, and support. So just starting with people, this helps you manage your membership. So you can look up who your members are just by clicking search. Now, I only have access to the members in the Fairwayers. So if I want to look at the members in the Fairwayers, I just click search and it'll show me all the different members of the Fairwayers, and I just signed up. So I'm now a member. If you go back to the control panel and go to subgroup member manager, that also shows you a list of all of the members. And here it's very easy to add or delete. So I see that I'm in here twice. Actually, yeah, I'm in here twice, so I'm going to delete one. So I can just take one of them out of there. If I want to add a member, I click on add a member, and then I can go search for the member. So I have a member named Middleman that's interested in joining. Joe has approached me, and Joe, once again, is a fictitious name, but they're in here for testing. So I select Joe, and now Joe is a member. So you can see how easy it is to manage your membership once you have this set up properly. So if you move along the menu here and go to website, this is really a very helpful area to the administrator, because they can create photo albums and add photos. And it's really up to you as a club if you want to use this functionality or not. You may not care about putting photos up, and some clubs may want to put photos up. So if you click on photo albums and I look at the Fairwayers Golf Club photo albums and click search, I can see I have 4 of them that are created. And if I want to take and view those, or I want to edit those, I can go and do that just by clicking here. Now these photos are available. Remember, I showed you the club page first, and in the club page on the right-hand side, there was a menu item that said photos or photo albums, and these photo albums are in there. So this is just some pictures of some golf Fairwayers golfing that they did recently. So very easy to add a photo album, very easy to add or delete photos, but the photos are available for all of your members to see, and also the public can get at them too. All of the residents can get at them too. So just keep that in mind, but they are open to everybody to see. On the control panel, I showed you the photo albums and how easy that is. Documents are very similar to probably what you're used to doing with just putting documents in the folders in your computer. There is a folder structure that sits behind the hub, and in the folder structure we have folders for every club and group. And if I click on the clubs and groups here, I have access only to the Fairwayers Golf Club because I'm the administrator for the Fairwayers Golf Club. It's possible you could be an administrator for a couple of different clubs and you would have access to a couple different clubs here. But right now, I have access to the Fairwayers Golf Club. I'm going to look at those documents. I click on that and view documents, and it shows me the documents that are available to all members through that web page. On that web page, there was a link to the documents, and they would see the documents that are here. But here I can edit them, I can view them, I can copy them, I can delete them, I can update their revisions, and I can add new documents just by clicking on this link here. And it's just a simple upload from your computer or maybe a thumb drive or wherever you're storing the files. So that's documents. The next thing under the website control panel is events. And the event part of Club Express is very powerful. It's one of the reasons we selected the Club Express for the hub, because it has a lot of club event capability. So here we can, once again, we can search for all of the events that are set up for the Fairwares, and like I said, they're very active. So they have 3 pages of events already set up in here. And this is because they go on a couple of events every week. And so you can, in here, you can take those events and you can delete them, you can edit them, or you can make copies and use that information over and over again. But if they want to add an event, they can go here and they can click add an event, or add a quick event, or add a notification. There's really 2 types of events that the software handles. One is what we call a full event. And a full event would have very elaborate advertising, several email notifications. It could have multiple coordinators. It would definitely have fees, and the fee structure could vary as time goes on. It could have limitations as who can register. It would have attendance tracking, maybe even a wait list. So you get the idea. You can set up a lot of different capabilities with an event. But you can also create a quick event. And quick event is very simple. It's just really a calendar entry of what goes on. And so most of these things are quick events you can see, and they are showing up in the calendar of events. And when you click on them, you're able to go in and you're able to register. You're able to see all the information. You might see a link to the website of the golf course that the Fairwares are golfing at next. So it's very easy to set up a quick event. Most of you probably will use quick event most of the time, but the event setup is also available if you want to do a very elaborate, let's say you want to, if you're in charge of the bocce club and you want to host a tournament, a bocce tournament, you could set up a bocce club event called the tournament. And in the tournament, you could have several events for each category of skill. And so that could all be set up under one event. So a lot of different capability. And once again, some of you may like that. Some of you would say, you know, I don't really care about that. And that's really up to you as a club. When I go back to the control panel, we've talked about uploading photos, uploading documents, creating events. Now I'm going to move on to the money. And all you really have here is a transaction search. And that's to help you resolve any concerns or questions that people may have if they signed up for an event and paid a registration fee, but they weren't sure if they did, and they ask you if they did or not. You can look here. You can get reports on your transactions for events, and so it's very helpful in making sure that people have paid what they're supposed to pay and help you with tracking and the finances. Under association, there's just a simple data export where you can get a list of all of your club members, information about them, what they've signed up for, all those things. And this can be exported to an Excel file or a Word file or a PDF document. And then under communication, a very important part of the website is the emailing capability. So as a club admin, you would have access to send emails to all of your members. So it is limited to only your members, but you can send it to all of your members once you have your membership roster set up properly. So if I search here, and because I only have access to the administrative golf club, and these are the ones I set up, I can see the emails that have already been either created or set up and sent out. I can edit those, and I can see results. And results is kind of an analytics that shows who opened it and who didn't. And you can also send emails to those people that didn't, or remind people of those that signed up for an event, and things like that. You can copy the email and use it over and over. And then you can look at the email, and of course you can delete the email. If you want to create a new email, you just click that button called Add Emailing, and then you see this editing screen. It looks a little bit different than your Outlook, but it's very simple to use. here you would click on Edit Basics, or you put in your basics. Your basics are very simple. Who's the email address from? Who's this from? You could put your club name in here, what the subject of the email is, whether it's urgent or not. And then under distribution list, that is where you would build your distribution list. So this could be members that registered for a particular event. This could be all of your members. This could be members that you had that are planning to go to a particular event next week. So that is creating your distribution list. And this next area is where you put the content of your email. And you can really build an elaborate email if you want. You can put in pictures, and all you have to do that is just drag and drop this editing element, and then click this editing, and you can insert the photo. You can create two pictures with text below it, just that simply by going and then inserting the photo and then building the text around those photos. You can put links in to other sites. For instance, you might want to put a link into an upcoming golf event that there's a separate website for. You can add files. You can write your own HTML code if you want to do that. So it's a really nice editing capability, and it's very simple to use. Then once you build the content of your email, you can save it and close it, or you can save it as a template, or you could send a test email. Let's say you want to send a test email to other leaders in your club just to make sure that they all agree that that's the correct information that we're going to send out to members. And then once you get everybody to agree, you can click Ready for Delivery, and then it will go out to everybody on your distribution list. Sometimes there's about a 10-minute delay or so. They don't go out immediately, but they do go out. Okay, so those are really the main functions in the control panel. We're putting forums on hold right now. Forums is kind of a two-way, think like a Facebook kind of capability. We are thinking of using that in the future for a couple of different functions, but we're not going to release that right now. There's also a support tab with great videos and manuals, but we also have a great help screen up here for everybody to use. And in here, there's a website training document that is called Club Officers and Group Leaders. And if you click on that, you'll see Club Officer and Group Leader Administrative Instructions. And if you click on that, everything in there is what I just went over with you, but even in a lot more detail and with pictures and step-by-step instructions. So please check that out as well. So I hope I've given you a little taste of what it would be like as an admin for your club. And I hope for your club leaders, I've given you a taste of the functionality that's available. So we're going to meet with you in a group, and we're going to try to determine, what level of usage people want to use the hub for in their clubs. And from there, we'll set up some training for kind of the specific level. So if you're really active and you have a lot of information that needs to go in there, a lot of different events, we'll set up probably more one-on-one training. But if you just really don't want to use it that much, or maybe once every quarter or once every 6 months, then we might set up a little different style of a class for you. So anyway, please come to those events. They're going to be coming up soon. You should receive some information about them, and then we'll get started with the training. Thank you very much for your attention. Take care.